In August 2023, I came home from my second tour in Afghanistan to find my grandfather's 47-acre Texas farm just outside Austin, overrun by construction crews building Willowbrook Estates, a suburban paradise of McMansions on stolen land. I'm Jake Morrison, 34, an Army Corps of Engineers veteran, and this is how I used federal water law, a 1923 deed, and a 45-year-old dam to take down a corrupt HOA. Drop a comment with your HOA horror story. I read every one. Let's dive in. My grandfather, Pops, bought this land in 1955 when Austin was more barbecue joints than tech startups. In 1978, he built a small earth dam with Army Corps guidance to manage rainwater for cattle and help downstream neighbors during droughts. It was a community lifeline. While I was deployed, Pops passed and my sister Sarah, in California, entrusted a property management company to handle taxes. Big mistake. They paid the bills but missed a critical detail. An adverse possession, claimed by the Willowbrook Estates HOA, led by Margaret Maggie Thornwell, a 52-year-old HOA president with a knack for bureaucratic warfare and a city councilman husband. Rick. Maggie's crew had diverted Willow Creek, drying up Pop's dam to water their manicured lawns. When I returned, I found survey stakes, concrete trucks, and Maggie in her golf cart, dripping with fake sweetness. Your family abandoned this land, honey. We're putting it to good use. Her husband's emergency zoning change had flipped my agricultural land to residential. The audacity was unreal until I found Pop's 1923 water rights deed and the dam's federal permits. Knowledge nugget. Number 1. Federal jurisdiction trumps local greed. Pops's dam, built with Army Corps oversight, fell under federal jurisdiction. No HOA could override it. The 1923 water rights deed gave my family senior claim to Willow Creek, predating the city, county, and every McMansion. Maggie's development was stealing my water, and I had the paperwork to prove it. Maggie played dirty. She spread rumors about my unstable veteran status, organized safety patrols to harass me, and pushed a smear campaign on Nextdoor. Her husband fast-tracked eminent domain threats, while their construction crews blocked the creek with concrete barriers, killing downstream farms and protected Guadalupe bass. But I'm an engineer, trained in water management under fire. I documented everything. Water flow losses, 200 gallons daily, worth $47,000 annually, trail camera footage of sabotage and environmental damage. I teamed up with allies, Tony Riggs, an EPA enforcement buddy, Amanda Cross, a pro bono environmental lawyer, Miguel Santos, a farmer whose family lost their century-old farm to the creek diversion, and Mrs. Chen, whose garden withered without water. We uncovered Maggie's history, a $2.3 million EPA fine for a similar scheme in Houston, and Rick's conflict of interest as the development's primary investor. Maggie's HOA lied on insurance applications, claiming no flood risk despite building in a 100-year floodplain. This wasn't just a civil issue, it was federal mail fraud carrying prison time. Their $12 million construction loans depended on those lies, and we had the evidence. The turning point was Pops's dam, with its 1978 emergency spillway system, designed for controlled flooding. A 1979 covenant required me to maintain natural seasonal flows for downstream agriculture, legal cover for my plan. With heavy September rains forecast, I calculated a controlled release 2.8 million gallons to restore the creek without damaging homes. Amanda filed federal complaints. Tony scheduled an EPA inspection, and Miguel rallied farmers to document the agricultural benefits. At 7:02 a.m., with federal agents watching and news helicopters circling, I opened the spillway gates to 25% capacity. The creek flowed back to its natural bed, bypassing Maggie's illegal barriers. Miguel cupped the water, tears in his eyes. This fed my grandfather's farm for 60 years. Maggie screamed terrorism on a Facebook livestream, but EPA agent Sarah Kim calmly confirmed my legal right. No homes flooded, just Maggie's narrative. Historical records, community testimony, and federal backing trumped Maggie's lies. Miguel's photos of his farm's history, Mrs. Chen's withered garden, and my flow measurements proved the creek's natural path. Amanda's recorded phone calls caught Rick admitting to corruption, legal in Texas one-party consent state. The courtroom showdown was electric. Amanda presented the 1978 covenant, EPA testimony, and Maggie's Houston fines. Rick admitted his financial stake under oath, unraveling their scheme. The judge denied Maggie's restraining order, ordered the HOA to stop interfering, and warned Rick against obstructing federal investigations. The crowd, farmers, environmentalists, and neighbors cheered. Rick pleaded guilty to federal conspiracy, earning 3 years in prison. Maggie faced $8.7 million in penalties and bankruptcy. The HOA dissolved, and their development halted when insurance was voided. My land's value soared to $1.2 million with federal environmental protections. I used a $340,000 settlement to buy back Miguel's farm, and Mrs. Chen's garden bloomed again. Willow Creek now attracts kayakers, birdwatchers, and fishers. The Guadalupe base returned, and the Audubon Society documented 12 bird species in restored wetlands. The creek became a protected wildlife corridor, and my spillway operation is now an Army Corps case study. We started the Pops Morrison Environmental Scholarship, with Miguel's daughter Maria as the first recipient, studying to protect Texas watersheds. Every Sunday I pour creek water at Pops's grave. The creek's singing again, I tell him. The Willow Creek Conservation Trust ensures no one steals it again. Maggie's Houston HOA faced RICO charges, sparking a nationwide movement for water rights. From my porch, watching kids swim where McMansions were planned, I know this wasn't revenge, it was community, fighting HOAs or corporate greed. Document everything, find allies, and know your rights. Share your story below, I'll read it. Subscribe for more tales of communities fighting back. Like next week's story about my neighbor, cutting power to City Hall during the mayor's wedding. Water finds a way. Justice does too. Willow Creek flows free, y'all, and it always will.